Welcome to Aaron Plays. This will be my first video regarding this scenario, which is scenario 8 from the Storming the Gap module. It pictures a West German force against a Soviet attack. I'm going to go into a little bit of detail on the counters first before I do the setup, which will help explain some of the actual mechanics of the game, or at least what details are on the counters. Looking at an armoured fighting vehicle first, we'll look at the Leopard 2, which is probably one of the best units in the game. There's a lot of numbers on there, but we'll break them down. So looking at the left there, we've got the 14-4-3. The 14 is the effective range of the vehicle using armoured piercing. So the numbers to the left, the 14-4-3 is the armoured piercing values. The 7-3-5 are the high explosive or HE values. And what do those numbers mean? So I said the 14 is the effective range. It can actually fire out to twice that far, up to 28 hexes at long range. And half of the effective range, so that's 7 hexes, would be classed as short range. Or I think in this system is called point blank. So that's the range that the gun can fire at. The 4, which is in the orange number, is how many dice it rolls when it actually fires. And the 3 is the number that it requires to hit. So a 3, 4, 5, or a 6. All the dice rolled in this system are D6s. So it will roll 4 dice, needing 3, 4, 5s, or 6s to hit. Let's compare that to one of the better or best Soviet tanks, the T-80. The Leopard 2's got longer range. They're both rolling, the Leopard 2 is rolling 4 dice to the Soviet 3, and the Leopard 2 is hitting on a 3, while the Soviet needs a 4. So rolling more dice for the Leopard and slightly improved to hit chance. And can hit out longer range. The orange on the actual amount of dice to roll is showing that it's got enhanced move and fire capability. So if we look at the T-62, which is next to that, which has got 11-3-5, that's got a black 3, it hasn't got enhanced move capability. So if it moves and fires, it's at a disadvantage. I'm not going to go into the details of what that advantage and disadvantages are until we're actually playing. But the T-62, you can see, it's got a range of 11, and it needs 5s to hit and rolling 3 dice. So it's, again, only hitting a 5 or a 6 and rolling 3 dice, as opposed to the Leopard 2's rolling 4 dice, needing 3s to hit. So more likely to score hits. Below that is the number 4-5, for both the T-80 and the Leopard, and 3-6 on the T-62. That's the armoured value. So when a vehicle gets hit, so if the T-80 rolled and struck the Leopard 2 twice, the Leopard 2 will be rolling 4 dice, needing 5s and 6s to hit. And every 5 and 6 that it rolled would counteract one of those hits. Okay. Now, each of these counters is a platoon, so it's not a single vehicle. An armoured platoon normally could consist of anywhere between 3 and 5 actual vehicles, depending on nationality, but let's say they're all 5 vehicles. So scoring hits and knocking them out is not a single tank blown. It could be multiple tanks, it could be a disorientation and such forth. And again, we'll go through the rules in more detail as we play. I just wanted to go through the counters and what the numbers mean. So the 4-5 is the armor value on both the T-80 and the Leopard 2. So their armor is equivalent. Whereas the T-62 requires 6s to save, so, and it's only rolling 3 dice as well. So the armor is not as strong either. The little orange triangle shows that they've got reflective armor, or I think for the Western Allies, it was Chobham or Chobham, whatever, however it's pronounced. It's more effective against missiles, and unfortunately the T-62 hasn't got that either. So if the T-80 or the Leopard 2 are hit by a missile attack, they get a bonus to their armor. Then the number in the middle, in the circle at the bottom, is the movement points. So the actual T-80 has the edge here. It has more movement. It's faster than the Leopard 2. The 2-4 at the bottom there is the close combat value. Now, close combat or assault value is if the two units are in the same hex. And if you look at that, in fact, all three vehicles have got the same. So being in the same hex is a great equalizer. Getting to the same hex is obviously a different situation entirely. And each one of these hexes represents between 125 and 150 meters, depending on the scenario. And the number above the 2-4, so which for the Leopard is the 735, for the T-80 is the 635, that's the HE, the high explosive value. That could be represented by machine guns or whatever HE ammo the actual main gun has, hitting at less range. And in this case, both of them are rolling less dice. The T-62, again, having the disadvantage there, only rolling 2 dice at 5. So in the comparison there, the Leopard 2 versus the T-80 has the edge. Against the T-62, it's a complete walkover. And the T-62 would have to get extremely lucky either to hit it or to survive against the Leopard 2. The other units on the board there, we have Madawan. That is a armored personnel carrier. That is carries infantry around the battlefield and can act on its own right as well. Its number to the left there, that's 744. Again, it's against armor. And because it's got a green number, that is showing it's using missiles. It's a missile attack. The 425 is its HE value. The 6 in the yellow circle is its armor. And that shows it's got light armor with a round 6. It hasn't got multiple rolls. It just rolls 1 dice and needs a 6 to save. So getting hit by a Leopard, by a T-80 is not going to do a Madawan any good at all. The green movement value of 6, I can't remember what the green circle is. I'll look that up before we actually start playing. And again, the close combat value is 2-4. So getting close up in armor into a knife fight, that's again a great leveler. So then the other things on the board, we have some infantry. Okay, close combat value 2-4 again. Again, a great leveler. If they can get in amongst armor, they could hurt the armor at the same rate. The S stands for it's a soft target. Everything else has been armored so far. A soft target means it's more spread out. It will not be affected by armored piercing, so HE is needed against a soft target. And what is rolled is dependent on the terrain that the actual a soft target is in. In the open, it's not going to get any cover, any benefit at all, but being in woods or in the villages and towns, they will get bonuses for that. So they've got a AP value of 225, HE value 225, soft cover, 3 movement, and a close value of 2-4. So those are the values on the counters, and I hope you understand and I've explained what those numbers mean. How they're applied in the game, we'll look at as we go through the actual game. In each turn, I'll explain what's firing, how it's firing, what the modifiers and such forth are. I just wanted to give a basic run through of what they are to do. In my next video, I will be setting up the Germans. I'll be wanting to set them up as best as possible because I'm playing this solo. I do not know which side I'm going to play. Once I've set up the Germans, which will be on the board, I will be then rolling to see if I'm actually playing the Germans or playing the Soviet attackers. the scenarios, picture conditions, and what is needed and such forth, I'll do in the setup. So hope to see you on the next scenario, next video. All the best. Thank you.